So what is traditionally at least one of my favorite Sundays or days in sports? I think overall, most folks who are fans of the major North American sports would say the championship Sunday for the respective conferences in the National Football League is definitely a great day in sports. And I'm looking forward to it today. Of course, my New York Giants, it seems like they've been separated from this game for many moons. It's been about a decade. So all I can do as a fan of professional football, as a long-suffering New York Giants fan, is root for great ball games. And you hope that you get instant classics, for lack of better terms. Matt Levine welcoming you on this Championship Sunday to the 954sports.com YouTube channel. Thank you so much for checking it out. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tennessee Titans. Surprise, surprise. At least on the Titans side of things. Chiefs, top favorite. Expected them to be in this position, right? As the second seed. Tennessee, the sixth seed. And the first sixth seed to be in a NFL championship game since the New York Jets did it in 2010 and the Green Bay Packers that same year. So, today you will get the Chiefs and Titans from Arrowhead Stadium, one of the great stadiums and venues in professional sports, period. You talk about the 12th man in Seattle. Well, I think it's the same type of deal in Kansas City, is that the fans do make a difference. And it's going to be blustery today in Arrowhead. The temperature around kickoff, about 20 degrees. Temps should get into the teens throughout the afternoon. About a 3 o'clock kickoff from Arrowhead. I don't think the weather will matter as far as the enthusiasm with those fans. They're going to go crazy. Wind gusts up to 30 miles an hour. They should say it should be steady 15 to 20 from the northeast. Over under today between the Chiefs and Titans, 53. I'd expect to see points. The point spread, 7 points for Kansas City. I'll give you my prediction in a moment as we continue on with the preview. As far as the rankings go with these two teams, I think it's simple. It comes down to a couple things, right? Can the Kansas City defense stop this guy? The number one rusher in the NFL this year, Derrick Henry. The Chiefs against the run, 26th in the league, allowing 128 yards. Henry can maul defenses. Meanwhile, it comes down to the Tennessee defense stopping this guy, the reigning MVP, and perhaps the most exciting athlete to watch in professional sports right now, at least as far as quarterbacks go and NFL football players, Pat Mahomes. So he's going to be working against the 24th ranked pass defense. So that's what it comes down to for me. Can the Titans defense stop Mahomes? Can the Chiefs defense stop Henry? Big question, right? All time in this series, the Chiefs lead 29-24. Playoffs, they've done it twice. Way back in 1962 when the Titans were the Houston Oilers. Kansas City Chiefs were then the Dallas Texans. They played in an instant classic, 28-20, double overtime. I should say 20-17. 28-20 was the score the last time they played in the playoffs. It was the Chiefs, the Oilers. Chiefs won. That was again in 94. These two teams squared off November 10th. Go back to Henry. Ran buck wild. 188 yards, 23 carries, including a monster 68-yard run. Tennessee upended Kansas City 35-33. In that contest, Mahomes up to his old tricks. 36 of 50, I should say. 446 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Just another day at the office for the ever-talented young quarterback who threw a 63-yarder on that day. So you got the best of both guys against one another in a thrilling game that was, again, a Tennessee 3-point win. In the playoffs, I'm going to get to Andy Reid in a moment. Derrick Henry, the last 2 games against Baltimore, respectively, and New England. He's run for almost 400 yards combined, nearly 200 in each of the games. And you're talking about going against the best 2 defenses in football this year, at least from my opinion, my 2 cents, in the Patriots and Baltimore Ravens. Henry, 182, 165. Last week, what a week it was. I thought Kansas City may get upended. Down 24-0 going into the second quarter, right? In that game, the Chiefs come alive. They reel off 41 unanswered. Pat Mahomes, just brilliant. 4 touchdowns. Chiefs win 51-31. In the win over the Ravens, top-seeded Ravens in B-Town. 28-12 was the final score for the visiting Tennessee Titans, who are on one of those magic carpet rides. I saw it before with my New York Giants twice. What Eli could do. Capped it off, interestingly enough, with 2 Super Bowl championships against the New England Patriots. I know I'm living in the past. This is all about the Chiefs, right? So I gave you some background, some key stats, talked about the top 2 players in the game, what it could come down to. A couple intangibles, then I'll give you a final score. If I had a rooting interest other than just seeing a great game today, it would be for this gentleman. And I use the phrase gentleman in every sense imaginable. Man to the right, Mitch Holthus. He's the longtime play-by-play announcer of the Kansas City Chiefs. Joined their radio team back in '94. Has been play-by-play announcer for a long time. Known for his touchdown Kansas City call. I had a chance to meet Mitch and go to a Sportscasting Academy back in the late 90s when I graduated from Arizona State University. One of the best weeks of my life was spent in Manhattan, Kansas with that guy. Teaching a couple dozen kids, college grads, adults, professional broadcasters, what it takes to be a play-by-play announcer and a sportscaster in every facet. And I just had a blast. I've always looked up to him, always thought he was one of the best. So I'm rooting for Mitch Holthus today and the Chiefs to win because I want to see him have the opportunity to call a Super Bowl. Also, I think Andy Reid has his time. Andy Reid has been the hard luck loser coach of all hard luck losers in the postseason. Against Tennessee, he hasn't been too shabby. You know, he's 1-8. Conference championship games, he's been to 7 of them. Only won 1. Took the Eagles to the Super Bowl, right? Against the Patriots 15, 16 years ago, something like that. He's due. Kansas City's due. Last Super Bowl, they were in, they won it back in Super Bowl 4. They were in Super Bowl 1 against the Packers, lost. Won Super Bowl 4 against the Vikings, won. That was it. Tennessee won Super Bowl, a great one. Back in '99, they lost on the last play of the game. Came up short of a game-winning touchdown at the 1-yard line. McNair to Dyson. I think the guy on the St. Louis Rams at the time, they were St. Louis, was Jones, who made the tackle at the goal line. Lost a heartbreaker. This should be interesting today. You've got great storylines. But again, I'm rooting for the Chiefs play-by-play announcer, Mitch Holthus. I think Andy Reid finally has his day in the sun. I think it may be Andy Reid's year. I think it may be Kansas City's year. And I think at the end of this Sunday afternoon in Kansas City, they will be popping corks and breaking out the bubbly because I have the Chiefs going on to victory today against the Tennessee Titans. You heard it right here, 38-13. Kansas City goes on to Super Bowl 54.